Hello everybody, it's JuanderfulJuans for the weekly update. Sorry Sushi, I forgot to bring you in here. So a few things. I just, excuse my attitude, I just opened up a very disappointing loot anime and did the video for that. So yeah, they gave me a Red Bull as one of the things. They tried to give me a Red Bull as part of a promotion with Ninja, and somehow thought that would make up for the fact that that was a crate that was delayed for 2 months. But you can watch the video when I put it out later today, when I talk in detail about how disappointed I am. But a few things today. First of all, videos for this week should be normal. I have some sort of doctor's appointments, but they shouldn't interfere with recording. Katamari Damacy reroll, its finale was yesterday. If you haven't seen the finale, you should. It's good stuff. There are going to be 2 bonus videos this week, and then we are going to move on to the next Let's Play. It's going to be good stuff, but the bonus videos essentially are going to go over the Eternal Stars and bonus endings that I found in the game, and a few other bits and pieces, like just little tidbits that I just want to show off. So look forward to that. It'll be me talking about a game I love. Wow. Let's see, as for other things, obviously Final Fantasy X is going on. The Vesperia streams should resume this week on Tuesday. I might do 2 days of Vesperia, I'm not sure. If I don't, then Wednesday, if I do a stream. Again, streams are going to be tentative because I have not been feeling well, and we'll talk about that, but streams are tentative. But if I do a stream on Wednesday, also Tuesday and Wednesday, Wednesday's stream is probably going to be the start of Kingdom Hearts 2, because we finished Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and I kind of want to play Kingdom Hearts more. If it's not Kingdom Hearts 2, because I'm not feeling it, which is entirely possible, I might be trying out a Link's Awakening Randomizer. Might being the operative word, because I kind of don't want to start that yet. Mainly because Secret Fury is doing streams Link's Awakening, and I just don't want to mix that up. But also, I'm not sure I want to get into another randomizer yet, even though I'm like, Ocarina of Time Randomizer was really fun, I loved it. But yeah, I just don't know. I don't think I want to step on toes like that. I'd rather just spend time watching the Link's Awakening blind streams, honestly. But it's probably going to be Kingdom Hearts 2, which has been asked for, and those should be fun. As for other stuff, yeah, so I mentioned it just a moment ago. This past week sucked. First of all, I got another root canal, so yay. As you can see my mouth. There you go. Both those teeth with the white, root canals. On either side now. Although the one that I got here is sharp because of where it was in the tooth. So you have to get an appointment with the dentist for them to put a temporary crown and then fit for a regular crown, and it's a whole process. But so think I'm getting the appointments for that either this week or next week. It's probably next week. It's the beginning of June, yeah, next week. So it's going to be fun in my mouth. Luckily, it has not impacted my ability to talk, but what has been impacting my ability is pain and medication. We've been talking about this for the past few weeks. So I started up a nerve pain medication because I was getting nerve pain because of latent side effects of immunotherapy that I had 2 years ago. where your body just says, hey, ow, for no reason. It's great. So, I eventually, first of all, the pain was like horrifying, but eventually I started taking Lyrica. Now, if you start taking any sort of pain medication, especially if your name is Dovey, you're going to experience side effects. So, the first side effect I got was the medication actually working, the pain went away. Except then, the side effects of it working its way into my system started kicking in, which have resulted in the last week of being absolutely 100% awful. I wasn't sleeping, really. I was just spending the whole days exhausted. Everything was achy, as opposed to like the nerve pain. Everything was just achy. And when I say achy, it's not just like, oh, I'm sore today. It's like arthritis, which I don't know how many people can actually like understand the difference between like stiff joints and arthritis pain, but it's a stiff difference. It hurts a lot and you can't move, and especially it goes into my hands mainly, which my hands are what I do stuff with, like drawing and playing video games. So if I can't use my hands, I sit around all day being depressed. Obviously, one of the side effects is affecting your mood, and this past week was an extremely depressive week. I'm still not out of that. So I just couldn't do much. If you follow me on Patreon, you could see the posts I was making. But I wanted to finish up stuff for Patreon, art, because I spent the first 3 weeks of the month unable to really draw like at all unless it really hurt. So I just wanted to like actually get the Patreon commissions done, which thankfully I ended up finishing by last night. But like the side effects I've been getting, I don't have the sheet with me. I was giving it to my dad so he could contact the doctor. We could talk about it. But dizziness, loss of balance, depression, anxiety. Let's see what else. Inability to focus, which is also very hard when you're drawing on a computer. When you're like TV or whatever, you don't really need to focus that much. Although it'll be really fun when you guys see tomorrow's episode of Final Fantasy X, where I'm in Thunder Plains. The loss of focus there is very, very poignant. But when you're drawing, you need to actually be able to focus in order to draw. So like with my eyes just unfocusing, and I can't stare at a screen for more than a couple minutes at a time, it just made drawing impossible, along with the dizziness and the inability to concentrate and everything else. Like I was drawing such garbage. Like it was really bad. It was really bad. I ended up putting out a couple of pieces that I did as the commission work, and people said that they liked it, but like I feel awful. I actually feel like I cheated the people out for the work that I did last week, aside from the final one, which I actually was able to muster up enough energy to do well. But I feel like absolutely awful for the other Patreon stuff that I did last week. I feel like you say, Dovey, your stuff looks fine. I have standards, and I have a certain skill level, and I feel like I put out really 3 years ago level Dovey stuff. So I'm really not proud of it, and I'm probably going to work on those pieces more on my own time, just to try to do something with that, because but it took away my entire ability to imagine, which you can either try to copy one for one a picture, and it can go pretty well, or you can extrapolate and say okay, so this is what the character looks like, let's draw them like that, or pose or something. and usually I can do a passable job of something, but it was really bad. I was just staring at my screen, going, just like drawing a thing, and it's just like the face is like a Picasso or something. It was really bad. And that obviously lends itself more to the depression, because you're like, I can't do anything. Surprised I got like the Katamari videos out and stuff. I'm just happy that my capture card problems ended, because yikes. So yeah, and obviously all the fun stuff that comes along with it, that all my friends hate me, and they only merely tolerate me, and what the heck am I even doing here? All that fun stuff. So you're not really helping, and oof. So it was a fun week. What else? Did anything good happen last week? I feel like something good happened. Oh yeah, you know what else happened last week? No, it wasn't good. My mom was in the hospital all week. That didn't help out at all. Also, my mom has irritable bowel syndrome (IBS), and so the previous weekend she had gotten a pretty bad attack, and it was either started by or spawned by this bacteria that led into an infection that gave her colitis, which means your entire colon just lights on fire and doesn't listen to you, which is really bad. They said that the bacteria normally comes from milk or raw chicken or like raw meat, and my mom is lactose intolerant, so she doesn't drink milk. She uses like almond milk and stuff. She doesn't eat raw chicken, and she certainly doesn't eat or handle raw chicken or raw meat. So like, we have no idea. But the fact is that she had it, and it was making everything worse and worse and worse. When you're irritable bowel syndrome, your body just expels everything at a rapid pace for days, or at least for her. She gets when she gets an IBS attack, it's bad. Like, it's possibly having to go to the hospital every single time bad, as opposed to like being a really nasty experience. It's like a dangerous experience each time. And she already has problems with blood pressure and everything like that, so it's a whole thing. So it didn't stop, and it didn't get better, and then she got a fever of 104. So she went to the hospital, and had to stay there till Friday afternoon. This was on Monday. So she was in the hospital all that time. My dad was going back and forth from the hospital. I had to take care of stuff at home, take care of the animals, and make sure my brother was picked up, and it was... oof. It was a bad week. It was a really bad week. And, on top of that, I'm getting the side effects from the medication that are compounding all of this, saying like all the stress from my mom being in the hospital, and dangerously in the hospital, and having all this and not being able to do any stuff with like just sitting around all day, not helping out anybody or anything. It was not a fun time. But she's back now. Thankfully, she is doing better. She is recovering at home now. But she doesn't have a fever anymore. She's on really strong antibiotics, so she's turned the corner on it. We contacted the doctor about the side effects, and I have an appointment in a couple of weeks, and they asked if I could just keep trying, because the way that this works is that it builds itself up into your system, and they said that the side effects like this usually pass within a couple of weeks after they appear. So I'm hoping that in a couple of weeks I'll just have the pain-free side effect and not the everything else that's going on. But regardless, it would still take a little while to get off the medication if we decide to cancel it, because nerve medication is not something that you can or should ever stop cold turkey, and I know this from experience. I'm sorry, I'm just getting Vietnam flashbacks right now. Sorry. I was saying something. So I know this from experience because, yeah. Anyway, I'll show you some art because I'm going to change the subject. Hooray! Okay, so I learned this week that I was actually, I really enjoy doing Persona artwork. I've gotten, like, I know the style, at least with a few characters, but, yeah, I've been working on... Now, I showed you the Chiaki Nanami. On Pokemon Community Day, which was last Sunday, I got an Azelf from a 5-star raid, which was really cool. There was people there. We got some nice stuff. I drew. I've been working on the Chiaki pictures. I like trying out making minimalistic designs now on characters, just because it looks nice. I want to try something new, and it's easier to paint once you do that. Missei did a Stardew stream, and it was fun. So I guess there was that. I went on a bunch of walks just to get out of the house in the forest. I went on some new paths that were really cool. Excuse me. One of the people commissioned me to draw Futaba Sakura, so I did her all-out attack pose. Please focus. There we go. So, like, this was like, I was like, oh my god, it actually worked. Yeah, this was when I was, like, feeling really, really down, and I'm like, okay, all the other stuff I'm trying, and I was like, I had started 3 other projects before this. Like, all this stuff I'm doing is just not going well, so let's just do something I'm used to. I'm used to drawing Futaba, I'm used to drawing Persona, let's try it, and it worked. So, like, that I'm not, upset about. There was, past that, just memes. This was done, this is, Chilled Like Ice's Final Fantasy XIV character. So the story behind this is, like, I drew this pose as, like, a base of trying to, like, get the character in my mind of, like, you know, how he would look in 2D as opposed to the 3D, which Final Fantasy XIV is 3D. And so I just drew, like, a base thing. I'm like, okay, so now I'll just extrapolate from that and try to do stuff. I spent hours trying to draw anything else. And finally I just gave up and I just colored that in. And I just feel terrible about it. He liked it, which is very kind of him, but I felt terrible about it. The other thing I was asked to do was more Precipice Tycho, so this was a lot easier just because, again, I've done the character, come on, just focus on a stupid face. I've done the character a lot. I didn't want to make it, like, fancy, but, you know, I just did. I mean, the Patreon is supposed to be just colors and line work. And anything else, shading and stuff like that, that's up to me. Like, I'm just supposed to... There's a baseline. So, that was that. And the final thing that I did, which I didn't post to Twitter yet, but I have it on Patreon, so I'll show you, is the last thing. The last thing for the month is... Yeah, I don't want that. There we go. Is... Where is it? Posts. No, those are messages. Posts. There we go. Is Kasumi from Persona 5. Now, this... I know it's kind of hard to say. This took me a while. Please focus. This took me a while. But I started this on Friday, finished it up last night, and it's hard to to look at over here because just the glare and everything else. But I'll put it on Twitter after this video. But I was asked to do Kazumi, and that was another one of the things that I was trying to do something. I was trying, and it didn't look good. I was trying to go along with a Sakimi-chan tutorial just to, give myself an excuse to actually watch one of those and to go along with it. And I'm like, hey, this works out, right? And I started at the beginning of the month, and I didn't work out. So I just said to myself, you know what? Just gonna start over. Just gonna start from scratch and do that another time, which probably is gonna end up meaning never, but we'll see. So I went with the box art, and it worked. I don't know how, because whenever I do a drawing and it actually looks good, every single time, it's not like, haha, okay, yeah, there's that thing that I learned how to do. It's more like, how the heck? It's not that I don't have confidence in my abilities, it's that being the one who's part of the drawing process and seeing the picture come together, I understand how little it makes sense. It's my older brother trying to call us. I'll call him back in just a second. I understand how little it makes sense how I get anything done. But yeah, I'm just hoping that my plant is sideways. I'm sorry, I need to adjust him. Gotta be nice to your plants. Yeah, I don't know. But May is over. I have a few projects I still need to do, namely a past Patreon thing that I'm working on. That wasn't specifically a May Patreon thing, and also a couple of emotes that I need to start working on now that I have time. But yeah. And a lot of people I've seen had really rough weeks, and that just sucks. It really sucks. I'm sorry. I never try to say whether my experiences are better than worse than other people's, because they're different and you can't really compare. But me feeling on a personal level, this past week was really bad. It was a down week. And I'm hoping this coming week is better. Better for me, better for you, better for all of us. Ay. But as of now, we'll have to see, because I'm still... the medication's hitting me hard. We'll see. I'm so tired. You can kind of see it in my eyes. I'm so tired. Ah, boy. I wake up and an hour into the day, I feel like I've been up for 3 days straight. I need rest. We all need rest. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna throw out this can of Red Bull with Ninja's face on it. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.